My heart can't take it. I need this, okay? I need it. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're going to talk about it. Today, we are discussing Love is Blind DC Season 8, Episode 9. I'm Chelsea. Remember Chelsea from season whatever who's married to Kwame? She does casting for Netflix for Love is Blind, and I think this is her season. Girl, what happened? What happened, sis? All right, y'all, let's just get into this episode. But before we do, please do not forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're made aware every time I post a new video. We're at 27 point something K. I can't remember the exact number. Thank you all so much. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning and subscribed, welcome back. Hey, boo. So this scene opens up with Garrett and Taylor being their usual cute selves. And we see Taylor say, well, Taylor didn't say it, but Garrett claims that Taylor said that she doesn't like his hair. And I'm like, ooh, I bet you like it now. Garrett, why you didn't come to the party with that hair? It looks good. Anyway, back to the episode. So the weddings are in 16 days and we see Tyler and Ashley. Ashley is telling Tyler that she couldn't ask for a better stepchild. Now she's talking about Tyler's dog. Little does she know, we gonna get to that. These conversations are so crazy to watch, knowing what we know, okay? They're having all of these conversations about kids, and this dude has not mentioned that he has already fathered children. Just crazy. So next we see Nick and Hannah, and they're cooking. Why Hannah got on that hot ass jacket in the kitchen? Hannah, why are you cooking in outside clothes?
We asked if I needed help.
I want to like.
Would you like to boil some pasta? He said no.
But anyways, Nick asks Hannah if she needs any help, and she says, yes, you can make the pasta. And he's like, oh, that's boring. And then he's like, oh, where's the pasta?
What should I turn it to? Like just like medium, in between medium and high.
Heat it to a boil.
And when I fill this up with water, you think like 3/4 or like halfway? It's been a while. I could figure it out.
You know how to boil pasta, right?
I've done it once.
See, this clip reeks of weaponized incompetence, okay? Because I'm here like, is he doing this on purpose, acting like he doesn't know how to make pasta just so that Hannah never asks him to make pasta ever again? Is that what he's doing, or does he genuinely not know how to make pasta? Both are bad, okay? But remember, this is the same man who was saying he's gonna cook, and you can't even put some water on the stove and put some pasta in it. So Hannah's gonna have to teach you how to cook as well. Okay. And the funny thing is, if this was weaponized incompetence, he actually got what he wanted, because Hannah ends up telling him, just forget it, I'll do it. And some of y'all really think that Nick be in his parents' house helping out and he can't even boil a pot of... Okay, moving on. So we see Hannah's brother come over. His name is Cade, and I immediately loved his vibe. He asks Nick what he thought Hannah would look like, and Nick says that he honestly had no idea. He just fell in love with the person behind the wall. Okay, whatever. He also tells Hannah's brother that he loves that she always says what's on her mind, and she tells him what to do. And I'm like, yeah, Nikki, you say that now, but in a little bit, you ain't gonna like it that much. And then we get this little back and forth between Nick and Hannah, where Hannah was saying that Nick took the clothes out the dryer, but he didn't fold them. And Nick is like, yeah, well, people don't really have time to fold clothes when they're employed. And I said, oh, Nikki D.
That's what happens when you're unemployed, right? Oh, I can't be me too. It's just you.
You're just upset because I make more money than you, Nick. So domesticated. You know, because I'm unemployed.
I do like the fact that Nick called Hannah out like, oh, so you think only you can make jokes and I can't make jokes back? No, that's not how this gonna go. But honestly, I am always cringing when these two are on my screen. It's like they're always in competition with each other, and it's annoying to watch. So Hannah gets up to go somewhere, and we see Nick and Hannah's brother. They're having a conversation about the things that she does and says.
I can take that stuff, but like some of the things she says, I kind of hits home.
She'll say things, and then if I say the same level of thing back, it's like a problem.
Right.
And Hannah's brother does admit that sometimes, a lot of times, Hannah can go too far. And I definitely see that. But Nick, just a couple seconds ago, you were saying that you love that about Hannah. Hannah speaks her mind. She tells you what to do. She tells you what it is. If you don't like how she's speaking to you, you have to say that, Nick. You can't be like, oh, she's so sweet, she's so this, she's so that in her face, and then behind her back, you're like, oh, I don't like how she speaks to me. Tell her, hey, you're not gonna speak to me like that. Or, hey, I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you do that. You have to vocalize it, or she's gonna keep on doing it. So Hannah comes back, and we see her and Nick exchanging compliments, and Nick is telling Hannah that he really likes that she handles things on her own, and that she doesn't have to change the type of person that she is for him, and he thinks that that's so sexy. And I'm like, okay, Nick. So next we see Garrett and Taylor, and they're on a little cute date, and Taylor is just thanking Garrett for being there for her when she was comforting Monica during the whole Steven situation. And she's telling him that all of the care and empathy that he showed during that moment was so sexy. And Garrett is telling Taylor that he's been emailing his parents and discussing the possible move to San Diego. And of course, they are not too happy about it, but he's trying to let her know it's not anything personal, right? They would feel this way about any person who they just met who's taking their son to move to San Diego. But I do like that Taylor respects that boundary and she's not like, what are they saying? What did they say? And she lets Garrett know that she wants him to be able to have conversations, even if it's about her, that she doesn't know about. And she said that she's okay with that. So as we know, they're going to San Diego to meet Taylor's family. And Taylor says that it's very important to her that they get her father's blessing. Although he doesn't want to be on camera, he still wants to meet Garrett in person before this wedding. And Taylor says that she doesn't think she'll be able to move forward with the wedding without her father's blessing. Garrett is really nervous about not getting the father's blessing, but he says that he totally understands and respects Taylor's decision, okay? He also says that if he didn't get his parents' blessing, he wouldn't care. He would still marry Taylor. Now, let me say this. If I was Garrett, when coming to this move, Taylor and I would need to have at least 1 year under our belt before I pick up my life and move to San Diego. I need to know if we could even make it before I make all these changes. Child, so now we see Alex going to Tim's house. It's a bachelor pad. I really like it. It's clean and everything is put away where it needs to be. And he got some food in the fridge, okay?
Dino nuggets?
Yeah.
Where?
The dinosaur ones taste better.
He even has these 2 cute pictures of him and his dog in his closet. I loved it. So we see Alex ask Tim if she'll get any input when making changes with the decor because she doesn't like the sofa. And he says, sure, oh yeah, you can make some changes, but we're gonna see later on in this episode, Alex needs to focus on her own place before she try to change anything in anyone else's place, okay? Child, so now we get this scene where Ramses is about to meet Marissa's mother, Vanessa, and Marissa is letting him know that her mom is very tough, especially because their father wasn't there, so her mom felt like she had to kind of overcompensate to fill both roles. She says that her mom didn't like any of her exes, but that was only because they were all trash, but she thinks that things will go well with Ramses, and I'm like, okay, girl, we'll see. So the family arrives, it's Marissa's mom, Vanessa, and her siblings, and they all get a good laugh out of the fact that they all have different dads, right? Because Ramses and his siblings also have different dads. Yeah. So out the gate, Vanessa starts off being very rude.
He kept talking about his fashion.
Which I have to say is kind of off. The whole 80s breakdancing and the Jerry curl look from the 80s.
Not a fan.
Little tail thing.
This was really unnecessary, and I was looking at her like, lady, are you okay? The comments about his hair and his fashion, rude and unnecessary, girl. Now, I know that Ramses was on his best behavior for this meeting because I can tell that Ramses is somebody that when he's good and ready, ooh, baby, he will read you down. I know that he would read that lady from her tongue ring to her toes if he was able to, okay? Only 2 minutes in with Marissa's mother, and I can kind of see why Marissa has that go with the flow type of energy, even though we gonna see her, you know, come into her own later in this episode. And these are all assumptions. I don't know these people from anywhere. I don't know Marissa. I don't know her mother. I don't know anything, okay? But I just feel like based on Vanessa's demeanor, as a child, Marissa did her best not to rock the boat too much because her mom seems very stern, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if that is just something that stuck with Marissa throughout adulthood where, you know, she meets somebody, oh, you like this? Okay, that's cool. I like it too. Oh, you like that? Okay, that's cool. I like it too, right? Because she doesn't want to rock the boat, maybe a little bit of people pleasing in there. And we'll get into a conversation between Marissa and Ramses later where she wants to start doing something that she wasn't doing before. And I'm like, girl, why didn't you leave? Anyway, we'll get to that. Okay, so Marissa's mom pulls out an album and it has pictures from their childhood, which is very sentimental and meaningful. And we see them going through the album and the family is thinking back to when they were younger and when times were very tough because they grew up very poor. Marissa's mom did her best after being left alone at the age of 35 after a divorce with 4 children because apparently none of these men were involved in their kids' lives. So we see Vanessa ask Ramses what his future plans are with his career.
What's your plan on furthering your career?
So I went to college, but I dropped out. My dad passed away when I was 20.
I want to make sure that you're not relying on her money,
I've-
her law degree.
Now, I totally understand Vanessa asking Ramses these questions. These are the same questions that we see fathers ask these men, right? So I get it. But damn, girl, chill out. Ramses then tells Vanessa that he was previously married at the age of 25. Vanessa wants to know what happened. Ramses says he was pretty young, and she's like, that's not young. I'm like, okay, girl, let him tell his story. So we see Marissa get up to use the bathroom, and if I was Ramses, I would have grabbed her hand like, please don't leave me here with this crazy ass lady. But clearly it was to give them some one-on-one time, and child, Vanessa just starts letting it all out.
I think that you and Marissa should do a prenup
I have no problems with like a prenup.
between her father, her stepfather. She has worked too hard to then get over by her husband because he's not making enough.
She says that she doesn't think marriage is forever. It's just for a couple of years. You're happy, and then y'all pretend to be happy until it ends. And I mean, according to the statistics, she is 50% right. But just because you never got your happy ending and your forever does not mean that Marissa won't. And again, I understand her concerns, but girl, you're doing too much, and that is not your place. She could have said all of this in so many different ways. There's no need for her to be at the table literally cursing Ramses out at this point. Now, don't get me wrong. There are definitely conversations where profanity needs to be used. I know y'all barely hear me curse on here, but girl, I be cussing, okay? I do. But Vanessa, girl, this is not the time nor the place. So we see Marissa come back and she asks what was discussed, and they're talking about her mother's blessing. And Marissa's like, girl, I don't need your blessing. And I was like, okay, Marissa, growing up.
I don't need her blessing.
Are you gonna do the prenup, Marissa?
I will decide those things. Did you give us your blessing, Mom?
I don't know. You gonna do the prenup, Marissa?
I love that moment, and I love that she said that because it's clear that Marissa's mom is the type that you gotta check every now and then, like, girl, I'm grown, girl. And I'm just sitting there like, poor Ramses. But then I was like, hold up. Why didn't we get a conversation between Ramses and Vanessa about the main thing that Ramses and Marissa be going back and forth about? Her military service. Baby, I would have loved to see that conversation. I would have loved to hear what Vanessa had to say about Ramses not being okay with Marissa being proud of her service in the military. She would have flipped that damn table. I am inclined to believe that production read the room and they was like, okay, this lady's she's a bit much. All right, I don't know if we got enough insurance to cover if anything happens in here. So don't talk about that with her, okay? So next we see Nick meeting Hannah's parents and little brother. They give him a warm welcome and they start asking all the questions. You know, what made y'all pick each other? How'd y'all fall in love? Blah, 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 blah. And Nick is telling them that he needs a strong wife who's gonna push him every single day. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds exhausting. And I understand that in certain situations, that would come off as sweet and cute, right? But given what Nick has said in the past, in addition to what we've seen, that just sounds like another job. It is one thing to be with someone who's already ambitious and driven and responsible, and then you come along and yes, you add to that by encouraging them and pushing and motivating them. But that doesn't seem like what this situation is gonna be. It seems like this is gonna be more of a mothering dynamic. And as the episodes progress, you can also tell that Nick is realizing that he's not yet ready for the role of husband, right? Because he went from, I got this, I could do this, I do that, to whatever Hannah says goes. Hannah's the boss. I want Hannah to tell me what to do. I want Hannah to push me, because he knows deep down that he is not ready for this. And that is completely fine, because some people mature and reach different milestones at different points in their life. But Nick could not have seriously thought that he was ready to be someone's husband. So Hannah's mom says that Hannah usually always finds an issue with the guy. So she's surprised that Nick even made it this far. And I was like, oh, damn.
You all have made your decision.
You're the one that has to be stuck with him, not us.
Yes. You know, whatever she says goes.
I'm easy to fall in love with. Oh my God.
And both of Hannah's parents are telling her that she needs to chill and not stress it. Nick says that he's always been someone to give everything his all, and that is what he's gonna do with Hannah. And he tells her parents not to worry and that she is in good hands. So Nick steps off, and then we see Hannah have a conversation with her parents. And they tell her that everyone has flaws. You just have to decide what's worth nitpicking over and what's not. Because in the grand scheme of things, no one is perfect. And they kind of remind her like, girl, you ain't perfect either. And they say that as long as Nick treats her well, that's all that matters.
It's not him. He seems pretty relaxed.
Maybe I need a massage. He wouldn't give me a massage. He won't even suck my toe.
What the hell are you talking about?
Hannah girl, now did your parents and little brother need to hear that? So baby, now we get to Alex's place, and I swear to you, the second that Tim turned the corner, I was like, ew, what the?
Don't know how this happened, actually. Some of these I'm donating. All right, I'll come tomorrow.
Everything's fine, especially like once you put stuff away.
Alex girl, you said you were messy, but this is a bit more than that. Did Love is Blind call you the morning of? You know what this made me think of? Remember Room Raiders? And they would just be walking down the street and a van would pull up and they would throw them in the van and then they would raid the room as is. Like, girl, is that what happened? Did Netflix and Kinetic just throw you in a van and you didn't have time to do anything in your home? Because this is crazy. I was waiting for Tim to put his gloves on and get his long tweezers and pull out the black light and start going to work. I don't even know how she felt comfortable enough bringing Tim and cameras into her home. I don't know nothing about that. And to think that she had the nerve to say that she needs to make changes to Tim's place, baby, after seeing that apartment, if I was Tim, I would tell her, you can't touch a damn thing in my house until you clean this shit up. You ain't touching anything in my place, girl. So next we see Garrett meet Taylor's friends. They all seem really sweet, and I like that they asked Garrett about his feelings on moving to San Diego. But he lets them know that Taylor is worth giving up everything for. And I'm like, Garrett, baby, you don't know that yet. You've only known her for like, what, 3 weeks? And another thing, Chelsea, back to you. Why did you even cast someone for Love is Blind DC who wants to live in San Diego? Is that on the questionnaire too? Because if the answer was yes, I'm trying to relocate, y'all should have filed her little application away for when y'all did the California season. Why is she on Love is Blind DC? Anyways, for now, I still really like these two together. I don't want anyone getting in the comments talking about Garrett got 12 kids, okay? My heart can't take it. I need this, okay? I need it.
I've never felt anything like this. I've never met anyone like Taylor. For me, like, I just want to be with Taylor.
It's just like so interesting.
Never seen you like look at someone like
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow.
You look so happy.
Yeah, like it's almost a little scary.
Finally, someone to one-up Taylor on the science stuff.
They're so happy for her, and I don't think that this meeting could have went any better. So next we get this conversation between Ramses and Marissa, and it starts off with them discussing the meeting with her mom, and Marissa says that her mom needs therapy, and I'm like, child, at this point, we all do. So they discuss the prenup thing, and Ramses still says that he has no issue with signing a prenup. And Marissa says that even though it was a tough conversation, her mom hasn't called her like, hey, girl, don't marry this man or anything like that. So she thinks that things will be cool by the day of the wedding. Marissa asks Ramses if he's going to tell her no at the altar, and he says, no, I'm all in. Baby, if they get to that altar and Ramses says no to Marissa, I can only imagine what her mother will do. Ramses better run, okay? So then they get to the conversation of kids.
What's your timeline on kids? 3 to 5 years still?
Probably closer like to 4.
Okay, we're getting married. I don't think I want to try having kids at like
After
37.
Where is this coming from?
I'm just wondering. I do need to talk to my doctor about birth control.
Marissa asks Ramses how he feels about condom sex, and Ramses is like, nah, it's not the same. So Ramses, you just be sliding up raw in everybody? That's how you be getting down? In this economy? And Marissa says, okay, we could just keep going raw, but if I get pregnant, I'm gonna be pregnant, okay?
I'm okay if we got pregnant.
It's not really enjoyable, baby. So I definitely don't want to like put you in a position where like you're doing something that you don't want to do. It's not something that guys, ever have the pressure to having to think about.
Yeah, well, here's the pressure. I'm not gonna go on birth control.
So Ramses, let me get this straight. You understand why she doesn't want to go on birth control, right? Because as we know, that would affect her body way more than putting on a condom would affect yours. Yeah? Yeah. You don't want kids right now, but you also want to keep going raw. And I do like that Marissa put her foot down and was like, okay, well, I'm not going back on birth control. But sis, why wasn't y'all already using a... Do they test people before they come on this show? Is there like, do they, Chelsea. Because y'all don't check for anything else. Y'all don't check for kids and stuff. Do y'all check for, other things? Do y'all test people before they come on this show? Not that that's y'all job. Let me not even put that on Chelsea. That's on the individuals who want to lay down and do whatever they do, however they want to do it. But Marissa, is this conversation giving Cancer Leo? Remember when she was running around the pods talking about, oh my God, he's a Cancer Leo. And they're like, what does that mean? And then she was like, oh, it's good. Is it still giving that? Okay. Anyway, so next we see Hannah meeting Nick's parents, and baby, Hannah did that.
That's Mama Dork.
I could only get all over you guys.
Those are beautiful.
And then I got you a dozen of your favorite golf balls.
Thank you. That was really cool.
This is beautiful.
Hannah did that. The way she came in with the flowers and the gifts for them, it really warms my heart. They were immediately impressed, and it seems like she was already part of the family within the first 2 minutes of that meeting, honestly. We see Nick go outside with his dad, and Hannah stays in the kitchen with his mom, and Nick is telling his dad that Hannah is gonna push him to try new things and to be better, and his dad thinks that that is great. We see Hannah telling Nick's mom about how they fell in love, and Nick's mom hands Hannah a spoon to taste the dish that she's cooking, and she tastes it, and I'm like, Hannah, you better not put that spoon back in that pot.
No, it's good.
You like it?
No, it's good. Doesn't need any more salt or anything. It's perfect, yeah.
You passed the test.
It's good.
But thankfully she doesn't. I don't know. I was a little concerned because I don't put anything past somebody cooking in a leather coat. We also see Hannah telling Nick's mom about their differences.
I had to grow up just a little bit faster than Nick. Parents cut me off at 18 and stuff, so I like grew up really fast. Maybe because I know how to do like things and he doesn't know doesn't mean he has to. Like he'll figure it out. I never have to worry about his loyalty. I never have to worry about him loving me. I feel like that's the only like, little setback, or nothing big.
Nick's mom does admit that they pampered their kids a lot, but it's only because they wanted to give their children the life that they never had, right? That's what every single good parent wants to do, but she says that she does not regret all of the time that she spent with her children. And she says that because of that, Nick is used to being around strong women. And I said, oh mama, you didn't even have to say that. I can already tell. But I will say that Nick's parents seem so sweet, so loving. I can see why Nick is still living at home. I'm gonna need you to be able to at least boil some pasta for your mama though. Like, can you do that at least? Can you pay yourself? Okay, I'm not gonna go on Nick. This is about his parents, okay? But I love that Nick's parents say that they already love Hannah and they can see that Nick wants to learn and grow for her.
It doesn't work out between you and Nick. You're welcome to stay with us and Nick can go.
I would love it if you became our daughter.
That was another very sweet meeting. Nick's parents are absolutely adorable. Ciao, next we get to this mess of a scene and I got some extra details, so stay tuned. So we learned that Tyler has 3 children, okay? 2 girls and a boy. Ashley says that she's not upset that Tyler helped a couple have kids, okay? In this situation, no one is mad at that, but it's that he didn't tell Ashley. He lied by omission because we have all seen them have conversations where that information could have came up very naturally, okay?
I don't understand 2 weeks before our wedding, you drop this kind of bomb. This could have been brought up. It's not your kid. You have yet to show me anything. Here are the documents. I'm uninvolved. Sperm donor babies is a lot to absorb.
So Ashley is talking and Tyler starts crying and that pissed me off because what the hell are you crying for? Why are you crying? You're the one that lied. Wipe them stinky tears off your face.
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just asking for a chance. I do want a family with you. I'll get you whatever you need. I'll fight until you tell me to stop fighting.
If we can't count on each other, what the do we have?
I really am sorry.
So here's the issue, okay? Tyler is telling Ashley that he was just a sperm donor, right? But baby, the tickety talk is saying something else, okay? Because the way that this sperm was donated, allegedly, was the good old-fashioned way. They didn't go to no clinic, they went to a bedroom. And him telling Ashley that he's just a sperm donor is his way of trying to distance himself from these children. But as we see on the tickety talk, okay, he spends time with these children as a family on holidays. So when Ashley asked you what a holiday looks like for you, you should have showed her this picture. And the mother and grandmother of these children have been speaking out as well, because they're saying that Tyler had no problem being in these children's lives up until it was time for him to start this show. So it's almost like he abandoned his kids to create this completely different persona for Love is Blind. And to tell Ashley that you are just a sperm donor when you have a relationship with these children is really horrible, because one day they're going to see you saying that. And on top of that, Tyler is allegedly going through custody battles with the child's mother, and he owes child support. And on top of that, all of this, you know, the sperm donating happened while he was engaged to another woman who he was with for 5 years prior. And she had no idea that her man was helping out his friend by donating sperm the old-fashioned way. So much so that she even went to the gender reveal. She knew the women, it was a lesbian couple, and she celebrated them not knowing that the father of that baby was her fiance.
Other women revealing that Tyler was actually texting her during his time living with Ashley. Asks her if he could come over at 3 a.m., saying really need it, to which she asks what happened. According to sources, he never ended up coming over, but not because he didn't want to.
And I know that I made a lot of jokes about Chelsea and casting and Netflix and stuff, but at the end of the day, ultimately, it's really not their fault. Now, could they have done more due diligence and scraped his Instagram and found pictures of him and his kids? Yes, they could have done that. But in all honesty, he could have deleted those pictures way before he even decided to apply for the show, right? But if someone wants to lie to get on one of these shows, they are going to lie. I saw an interview with Tyler where he said that he did not disclose the information about him having children. And he also says that he just didn't know when would be the right time to tell Ashley, because he didn't want to do it on camera. I'm sure y'all had plenty off-camera moments, right? Yeah. So you could have told her then. You decided to wait until 2 weeks before the wedding, which is messed up. So casting can create extensive questionnaires, and all people have to do is lie. But we see Tyler continuing to cry and asking Ashley for another chance. But boy, you had so many chances. And he tells Ashley that he's sorry, and they hug and they say, I love you. And this is why I had an issue with Ashley's dad saying that she's a ride or die and that she's gonna hold it down. Because Ashley, girl, you don't have to hold this man down through this. He lied to you, and this is not a test where you have to show him that you're strong and you're not gonna give up on him. Girl, you don't owe him that. That ride or die rhetoric has just been brainwashing women into sticking through bullshit that they should not. And like I said in my last review about Monica, girl, you only have a couple weeks into this. You're not tied to this man. You're really not. Cut your losses and move on with your life. So that was the end of episode 9. Tell me all of your thoughts below. Please no spoilers if you know who's gonna get married. I already know one couple child, but please no spoilers. Don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're made aware when I post a new one. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!